morning, South Africa. What a beautiful Friday morning. Here in Kimberley, it's rainy outside, and we're about to have a great show. I am here. My name is Kim Maruping, and we are going to be speaking LGBTI Talk tonight. Today, here in studio with my guest. Just stay and relax. We're going to see you just now. I'm really excited that we're here in studio this morning. Like I said, it is rainy here in Kimberley, and we are about again going to shatter the myths and make sure that we speak about the inclusivity of the LGBTI community right here in our home, the African National Congress. In studio with me, I have somebody that I really am excited to interview this morning. None other than somebody that you guys know. He is a trendsetter. He is in the fashion business, and he goes by the name of Nkosinathi Yaso. Hi, Nati.
Hi.
I'm so happy to see you. You looking fresh. You looking manyora. Is that what you were hoping to achieve?
No, you can never go wrong with black. So, yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm very well. I just wanted to find out. Well, I know you personally, and I do not want to be the one that takes away from the shine, the glam, and the glitz, and everything that you have. Just please introduce yourself to the audience. How old are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
All right, so I'm Nkosinathi Yaso. I'm 30 years old. I'm a young fashion designer from the dusty streets of Galeshewe. I studied fashion design in the Central University of Technology. Got back home in 2011, and I've been pushing the business of fashion ever since. And I'm also into pageantry. I'm a pageant director for Miss and Miss Kimberley, Miss Heritage Northern Cape, Miss Kimberley Plus Size, and Miss Kimberley Team. So yeah, I'm all about the glitz and glam.
You always dress me, and I know that when I go to Nkosinathi Yaso to get a JNY creation item, it's something that is going to last me for a long time. It's going to be just a beautiful, experience. And you have a way of just taking things out of the box, and making us look really beautiful. I know about the achievement that you've just recently achieved, and you've just came back to South Africa. Welcome back, boy. Tell us about that experience. Where are you from? What were you doing there? What are the things that you have taken away from the experience that you just recently had?
All right, so I was approached by the Africa Fashion Reception Organization, and they invited me to come and represent my country at the African Fashion Reception, which was in Addis Ababa, which is in Ethiopia. The experience was amazing because it's always been like a dream of mine that one day I would love for my brand to be known beyond the borders of South Africa. And I even put it into prayer because, we pray a lot.
Yes.
So when I pray, I would be direct to God that God, I pray that JNY creation grows bigger and goes beyond the borders of South Africa. But I didn't think it would be so soon. So when these people approached me, it was very exciting, but yet so emotional because it's always been a dream of mine. So just being there, meeting with different fashion designers from all over the different countries, and just getting to experience the Ethiopian lifestyle and all of that. It was a great experience, and just how they embraced me, the welcome, everything. So it was an amazing experience. I should say one of the biggest highlights of my fashion career so far.
You're blushing even when you're speaking about it.
Because I'm just getting all these memories.
Yeah, these things are just coming back. And then
Yeah.
you're looking so radiant. It's like, when your dream comes through, there's nothing that anybody can take away from that.
Yeah.
You just ooze of, the confidence, the love, the love that God gives us. And the opportunity and the grace that we get to be able to do such amazing things. At 30, you are already international, boy. Are we seeing?
Hopefully, it's only going up from here.
Are we seeing Paris Fashion Week? Are we
Of
seeing?
course, anything is possible if this experience has taught me that anything is possible. As long as you put in the hard work and determination, then it is possible.
So the late nights are with it.
Definitely. The late nights are.
Our show has been focusing on the inclusivity of the LGBTI community, and we speaking to them and saying, we are no longer in any closet whatsoever. We are here to be represented. We are here to speak about who and what we are. What are your thoughts on the LGBTI community? What are your thoughts? Do you think that they should be included in leadership structures within the African National Congress? Because the African National Congress embraces the beauty within the LGBTIQ community, and also to say they are people who are living in our society. They are people that are also visionaries, people that want to succeed in their lives. So, according to you, do you think that it is important for them to be in leadership positions? And what do you generally think of the LGBTIQ community?
No, I definitely think the LGBTQI community should be included in the ANC because we are living in a country of democracy. So why should you be excluded just because of your sexual preference? I mean, it does not take away from the great person that you are. And if just because you're gay, lesbian, or bisexual, but if you have the leadership skills within you, then why should you not be granted opportunity just because of your sexual preference? You are just as much as a man and a woman as anyone else. So I do not see why it should be a problem that you should be included within the organization. Like I said, it's a democratic society that we're living in. And one of the experiences I had when I was in Ethiopia was seeing how the LGBTQI community that side is oppressed. And I was like, we actually quite lucky in South Africa that you are allowed to be yourself boldly in public and just love your truth. Because what people don't understand, no one just wakes up and decides that they want to be gay, lesbian, or bisexual. So people need to move away from that narrative that no, why did you decide to become gay or why did you decide to? So I honestly feel that the LGBTI plus community deserves just as much as any member of the society to be part of the ANC organization. And they also have every right to be within leadership positions, regardless of their sexual preference.
So we're not talking sexual preferences here. We're talking about people that deserve, that are
Yes.
worthy, people that have gone to school, people that have studied, how society needs to break away from the narratives that they just keep on. It's been going on for quite some time now, and it needs to stop. And I'm really pained that you even saying in countries like Ethiopia, you do get the LGBTIQ community still oppressed. That shows you that the African National Congress is an organization that is pro change, that is pro development, that is inclusive of everybody
Yes.
who lives in
I
it.
was actually quite excited when I saw that even transgender women are allowed to be part of the ANC Women's League right now. That just shows how much growth there is within the organization. So I definitely think that the ANC is going with the times.
Ihamba ngolane, ihamba ngolane.
Yes,
Kuri everything says so, says so. So it's a beautiful experience
it
that
is.
we are experiencing change in
Yeah,
South Africa, and African National Congress is leading that.
yeah.
I just wanted to find out, the African National Congress obviously is an organization that is pro young people as well. That young people must be able to go out there and establish themselves and make sure that they take up space. Have you had any encounters with the organization, also with the ANC-led government, and in part of you pursuing your dreams, have you been assisted by the department or by the organization itself in any way whatsoever?
No, definitely. I've definitely gotten a lot of help under the ANC-led government. When I started off my career, I remember I needed sewing equipment, and I approached the NYDA, and they assisted me in buying machinery. They assisted me with the marketing tools for my company. And also recently, with my trip to Ethiopia, I was helped by the Office of the Premier. They booked me my flights, which was really a big deal for me because these people invited us, but we had to pay for our own flights and stuff. So the ANC-led government, which is the Office of the Premier, they assisted me, and that was a great help. So I believe that they are definitely behind young people development.
If there were young people that are looking at you right now, what would you say to them? I mean, we have come from a legacy of apartheid, a legacy of oppression, a legacy of poverty. And most of us are sitting here and we have poverty mindsets, like you would probably say, that when you're coming from the township, you cannot achieve this, you cannot do that. But you are living proof that a black child or a young person in the country can be able to shatter those myths and break the barriers, the chains that are enslaving us as people. What would you say to the child that is looking at you right now?
I would say to the black child looking at me right now that never give up on your dreams. Anything is possible. Look, I went and studied fashion design, but due to financial circumstances, I had to come back home. So I didn't graduate. But when I look at the work and effort that I had put in, it makes me no different from someone who graduated. And when I came back home, I had to make a decision that was I going to be a victim of circumstances and feel sorry for myself that I wasn't able to graduate, or am I going to take the experience that I had for the 2 years I was studying and do something about it? And I'm so glad that I decided that I'm going to use those 2 years of experience and work on it, because look where it brought me today. And I won't lie, it wasn't easy in the beginning. There were times where I felt like giving up. But because this is what I'm passionate about and this is what I believe in, I kept pushing. And so many years down the line, here we are. So, black child, do not give up on your dreams. Nothing comes easy. You need to work for whatever you have. And as young people, we also need to move away from this narrative of just wanting to receive handouts. Let us also, as much as we need assistance from government, but let us also show them that we are willing to put in the work. Yeah.
We are heading into the elections, 2 days to go, actually. On Monday, we will be voting on the 1st of November. Are you voting for the African National Congress? And if you are voting for the African, I don't know why I'm even asking you that. It's so obvious. Your vote is not a secret.
It's
And I
definitely
mean,
not.
why are you voting for the ANC?
Look, I'm voting for the ANC because I've seen the work that the ANC has done within our community. Yes, we still have a long road to go. And yes, just like any other political party, the ANC has its mistakes. But I have also seen the way it makes up for their mistakes. So I'm definitely voting for the ANC, because I mean, another thing, ANC, it's the only thing that I've known. I grew up in a ANC based home. My dad works for the ANC, so we knew that it's ANC. ANC has been putting food on the table for as long as I know. So there is no way I would not be voting for the ANC.
And a lot of people would say, I'd rather sit at home and not vote. What are the dangers of doing something like that as a young person in South Africa? We're always fighting to belong. We always want to have space. We always say that we deserve to lead as young people as well. What do you want to say to the person that just says, you know what, nah, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to sit at home and I'm not going to be voting on the 1st of November? Can you encourage that person to go to the polls and actually make the right decision? And the right decision, you know what I mean, right?
Look, if you don't vote, then you don't have a voice. So, for the longest time, our voice was taken away from us. We couldn't practice our democratic right, which is voting. So now that you have the right and the opportunity to do so as a young person, why wouldn't you want to? So I would encourage every young person to go out there, fill up the voting stations, and vote, and hopefully vote for the right party.
No, not hopefully. We are not talking hopefully. We want them to vote for the right party.
They should.
We are having a conversation here in studio, at the LGBTI Talk with myself, Kim Maruping, and my guest, Nkosinathi Yaso. We are talking about why it is important for you as a young person to go to the polls on the 1st of November to make sure that you go and write and vote for the right party. After this ad break, we will be continuing with the conversation. I know that recent I know that recently you have been having a lot of events where you are teaching people to also sew, or you're giving up skills and things like that. Do you want to tell me a little bit about your school and what you do, and why do you think it is important as a person in society to impart your skills to other young people?
Look, like I said, nah, we as young people we need to move away from the narrative of wanting to receive handouts. So I feel like if you have a skill, then you're also able to create job opportunities for yourself. So I don't feel that I should just sit with the skill that I have, and whereas I know that I can actually share it with other young people so that they can also do something for themselves. So I decided to start the sewing classes, and which was going great because there are so many people that are interested in learning how to sew and stuff like that, but they don't have the financial aid to actually go to varsity. So my classes were quite affordable. So it was easy for them to just come and learn something, at least as to the ins and outs of sewing and stuff like that.
So I am, it's probably a controversial question, but you are a social butterfly. You love the good life, you love the good things and the good people. Do you think society is ready to embrace LGBTIQ people in spaces that you go to? Are they willing to accept them? Are they willing to, or are we perpetuating what has continued to happen for a very long time? As the social butterfly and as a person that is out there that is now going international, have you met people who have treated them badly?
Look, I have gay friends and I have lesbian friends. Fortunately enough for me, within my space and circle and places that I go to, I haven't been exposed to them being mistreated. Like I said, I think society is starting to become more open to the idea that, you know what, just because this person is gay, bisexual, or lesbian, it does not make them any different from me. So I think in Kimberley, we're actually very fortunate enough that we don't have um, a lot of discrimination when it comes to the LGBTQI community. At least I haven't experienced any discrimination. So I think that people are opening up more. People are learning more, because now we have technology that teaches us more. So people are starting to be more open-minded. So,
I was interviewing Comrade Steve now during the week sometime, I think it was on Monday, and we spoke about something that really disturbed me: correction rape, where these people, gender-based violence is a huge issue in South Africa, something that we should be speaking about. And correction rape, they're saying they are raping you as a girl to make you become a girl. Because as a lesbian woman, your preference might be woman and all of that. And now we want to correct you. You are wrong. This is the wrong gender. What do you have to say to people like that? We know that society is not speaking about this. We know that some of the people are quiet about it. We know that gender based violence is real. And we might actually be having somebody who has done it watching the show right now. Do you have a message?
that is just wrong on so many levels because, like I explained, I don't think anyone just wakes up and decides that, okay, I want to be gay or I want to be bisexual or I want to be lesbian. No one decides that. It's it's the way you were born. So, what gives another human being the right to feel that they can sexually assault you into being straight? If men are not your preference, then you should be given that. That is your, like, that is who you are. So why should another human being feel that they have the power to change the person that you are? So it is very wrong. I have a daughter, and if she decides one day that, not decides, but if she comes out one day and says, "Dad, I'm lesbian," I wouldn't want any other man out there to decide to come and rape her just to remind her that she is a woman. She already knows that she is a woman who is attracted to other women. So who are you to come and try to change that? So it's very wrong. I wouldn't encourage the men out there to do that, whether it's to gays or lesbians. No one has the right to inflict sexual pain on someone else just because you're trying to change them. It's just wrong.
I felt your mood going.
No, because it's something that we've been struggling with in society for years. Look, I grew up around a lot of women at home. I was the only boy at home. So women are always what's this, the gender that I familiarize myself now with. Even now, people that know me, I'm always around girls. And so I always grew up in school, I'd be called names, and I always thought, okay, maybe there's something wrong with me. I'd come home, I'd tell my mom I'm being bullied at school, people are calling me names. You know these funny names, though, yeah. So I always felt like, okay, there's something wrong with me. And it took me a long time for me to actually find myself. And it was only when I was in varsity that, okay, because I didn't know, I only knew that there's being gay and then there's being lesbian. I didn't know about being bisexual. So after doing my research and all of that, and I came to realize that, okay, just because I'm attracted to both genders does not make me any different. I am a bisexual man, and there's nothing wrong with it. I have a daughter that I absolutely love. I'm just as much as a man as the straight men out there. So I don't like, people just need to learn to accept that we are different, and just because your sexual preference is different from mine does not make me any less of a man than you are, or just because you being a woman doesn't your sexual preference doesn't make you any less of a woman than the next woman. So yeah.
If it comes from me, I personally think that you are an awesome person. I mean, I love you to bits, and I love your drive. I love how you can sit for the whole night and actually plan on how you're going to execute that garment. And when the person gets to wear it, they have this oozing confidence that comes out of them. For me, sexuality is absolutely nothing. I think the heart is what is important.
It
If your
is.
heart is in the right place and your heart is doing the right things, why not? I have recently found out when I went through your videos to see what you did when you were in Ethiopia and whatnot. Your music was inspired by one woman. Do you want to speak to us about why in your garments, why do you attach certain music to that, because those girls were rocking it, but the voices that were behind it was proudly South African. It was great women who are very talented in the industry. Why did you choose the songs that you chose? Actually, tell the audience first, what are the songs, because I don't want to say it. You are the one that chose the playlist. What are the songs, and why did you choose to get to that point where um you put the music and the fashion and the passion all together?
Okay, so when we got to Ethiopia, we were told that, okay, we need to come up with our own playlist for our fashion lines. And I really wanted, when my garments are walking down the ramp, the music that should be playing in the background, it should be music that I can relate to. So one of the songs was Power by Amandla. So when the song opened, it says that I believe that I was born for
Of
greatness.
course, you're born for greatness.
And
I mean, come on.
I do believe that I was born for greatness.
Come
So
on.
as the song is just playing, if you listen to the lyrics carefully, it's just encouraging. It's telling you that no one said that, okay, everything is going to be easy. You could have given up, but because inside of you there's so much power, you've made it. So for me, that moment was a I made it moment. So I felt that song vibrating within my soul that there's power within me. I was born for greatness. I've made it. And the second song was Something Inside So Strong by Lyra, which is also something that I feel like so many times people are trying to discriminate me and bring me down, but I refuse to be silenced by other people's issues. I refuse to be silenced. And I always knew that there's something within me that is so strong, and I'm going to make it no matter what. No matter how hard you try to silence me, I am going to make it. Actually, my light is going to shine so bright, it's going to blind you.
So it's like it's like the light that's shining. Yeah. I think it's a beautiful story that you're telling, from being a young boy from the township with, people discriminating about towards you, people saying things that would hurt you, but behind all of it, you made it, boy. I am so excited for you. I'm excited for your future. I'm excited to see what God is going to do in your life. I'm also excited to see what new innovations you're going to bring into, your fashion lines. And I know that you love beautiful African prints. You also just go flamboyant sometimes with very bright colors and beautiful embroidery. I cannot wait to see what you are going to achieve. But it has been an absolute pleasure to have you in studio here with me. I think you are somebody that we should be watching out for. Definitely represented South Africa in Ethiopia. You have done a marvelous job. And we are the first one to interview you since you're back in the country. I don't know how many other people are going to be calling you and asking you for, you know, um, for your numbers and asking for you to be able to design beautiful dresses for them. In your closing statements, what do you see happening in your life? What should we look out for in JNY Creations?
All I can say is watch the space. This is only but the beginning of what God has in store for me. I know that He has seen my heart, He knows my heart. And when I pray, I know what I pray to Him for. So I know if He could make the dream of my brand being recognized outside South Africa possible, then I don't think there's anything impossible that He cannot do. So, JNY Creations, you should definitely remember the name. It is going to be written in the stars. I proclaim it that it
Come on.
is going to be written in the stars, and it is destined for greater things because the person behind Gen Creation believes in his brand so much, and he's willing to put in the work. So, like I said, with hard work and determination, anything is possible.
There you have it, everybody. We have Nkosinathi Yaso in the studio. By the way, you know the JNY stands for. His other name is Joshua. I'm just saying. So thank you, Joshua, for joining us, and thank you for being here with us. Everybody else who has joined us, we are excited to see what the future holds for the young mogul that we will see, the young passionate, the young designer that is going to be making sure that our names are also written in the stars, just like he says, and he proclaims it, that the world is his oyster. He's going to be seeing everything in it, and he's going to be celebrating it. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do not forget to go to the polls on the 1st of November and make sure that you vote for the right party. And that right party is the African National Congress. Thank you so much for joining me, Kim Maruping. I will see you again next time. The ANC loves, the ANC leads. Amanda.